this story happened to my father. It's so amazing. This is my father's diary. He wrote it during the Second World War. And this is my father, Sergeant Peter M. Smith. He was a soldier serving in the British Army in Singapore. But when the Imperial Japanese Army captured Singapore, all the British soldiers were taken prisoner and sent to be labourers on the Death Railroad at Kanchanaburi. They were cruelly ill-treated. My father just had to watch. But they sent my father to Chiang Mai because there weren't enough prisoners to do the work there. My father wrote in his diary, "I don't know about my future, but I will battle against my fate." My father and all the prisoners of war in Chiang Mai had to go to a small village that the Japanese army were using as a camp. When he came to Chiang Mai, he thought that it was a very nice city. People in Chiang Mai were very kind and generous to prisoners like my father and all his friends. My father wrote in his diary that in the heat of the day, the Japanese soldiers made the prisoners work hard and abused them. He was so thirsty and hungry, he nearly fainted. He didn't know how he could find any water, but a villager helped him and gave him some.
Con lùn từ đấy đi, vãi cơ. Con này con. Thểนักตะแกเลยไอ้หมูทหารญี่ปุ่นนี่นะโหดร้ายไปอ่ะกินน้ำก่อนพ่อหนุ่มกินน้ำก่อนก็กินแบบตั้งฟังพ่อหนุ่มก็กินจะแกนนะthank you โอ้ผมไปยังพ่อหนุ่ม
My father drank the water And before the villager went, he gave my father a parcel of
จะ
food.
กินข้าวบ้างเหรอเนี่ยฮะข้าวอุ้ยได้ก่อนข้าวเอากินข้าวหนึ่งโชคดีไปทางหน้าหรือโชคดีเด้อพ่อหนุ่มเด้อมาหนึ่งคู่
My father often wrote in his diary when he had a few minutes break from his tiring work. He never really thought of himself as a prisoner of war, because he was happy living in Chiang Mai and experiencing the amazing culture of the north of Thailand. Although the war was causing death and destruction everywhere, there was peace and happiness in the village. Finally, the war ended, and my father was able to go back to his hometown. He said to me, "One day I'll go back to Chiang Mai again." But he didn't manage to go back to Chiang Mai. But before he died, he said to me, "You must go to Chiang Mai again for me." And I promised that I would. At that time, I just said yes to him. But in my mind, I was still thinking about Chiang Mai. Why did my father need to get back to that place? But 20 years later, I eventually arrived here. Yes, this is Chiang Mai.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
I've come not only for my father, but also for myself. My father's dream has now come true by my returning to where he once lived. Now that I'm here, I now know why my father needed to come back to this place. And of course, I'll come back again sometime.